Hello, it's Waxela, and normally I'm not going to pop in here every time someone asks me a question about something, but I'm going to be gone for the next 5 days, and I wanted to answer this before I leave so that I can kind of contribute and not make people wait too long. And the conversation feels really hot right now. So this is all about parallel realities, which started when I interviewed Pamela Osley for Alchemy of Ascension, and her interview came out last week. And there's this conversation about parallel realities where Pamela found a reality where the man she was in love with was also in love with her. That was not the case in her current reality, but she skipped realities. She went through 5 different parallel realities to find the one where he was also in love with her. I'm making this very quick, so if you want to know more, you can backtrack and listen to the previous videos that I did about this topic, because I went into great detail about it. And so then I kind of made the distinction between looking for a parallel reality and hopping into a parallel reality versus creating from the life that you're in right now and just having your circumstances changed from this point and place where you are without changing realities. They're 2 really different processes. And so from there, the next questions, there were a lot of questions about whether or not it's morally appropriate to have that person that you love that doesn't love you to move into a reality where they do, and what are the repercussions. And so that's what I kind of went into in the second video. And now this one, I have this wonderful question that I want to address from Megan. And Megan posted this on the original YouTube video that I did. We've had some back and forth. And so I'm just going to go through, and there's more than one part to this question, so I will address the parts separately. First of all, Megan asks, she says, I guess I am wondering what happened to the version of herself, and she's talking about Pamela, the version of herself that was already existing in that reality, and what happened to everyone else in her old reality. I can't wrap my head around it, but I guess I won't have to. So let me address that. The original version of Pamela still exists in that reality. The versions of Pamela that were in the other 4 realities that she visited but didn't choose also still exist, and everyone else still exists living out that life in this scenario, right? This is my vision of it. Other people will have different ways of seeing it. That's completely fine. I'm telling you the way I understand reality. So all of those versions exist. All of those versions are playing out. If they didn't, this wouldn't work. Jumping into a parallel reality wouldn't work because it wouldn't exist. Pamela knew that it existed. Pamela chose a reality. What happened was she took her consciousness from the reality that she was in, where the man she was in love with did not love her, didn't want to be with her, to a different reality. It's 5 realities away from her original one, where that man was in love with her, wanted to be with her, and it all worked out, and they got together, and they're still together this day. All of that still exists, but what she took was her consciousness, her awareness. Her awareness jumped into a new reality. Her consciousness did. That doesn't mean that anything is different back in that other reality. It also does not mean that she couldn't slip back into one of those other realities. Perhaps especially the first one, since she had practiced being there for so long, maybe her whole life up until that time. But she so desired this new reality. She took all of her consciousness to this new reality. She's still in it today after many, many, many years, decades there. And she's very happy with her choice. And the marriage is strong. And, you know, everything worked out according to her vision. Okay, so yes, all of it is still there. All of it still exists. What's important, the most important piece here, is she took her consciousness to the new reality. So her consciousness doesn't mean it doesn't exist in the other realities. It means her present state of awareness is not existing in those previous realities. Her present state of awareness is existing in this reality that she chose. And the reality of her choosing is where she's keeping her consciousness focused so that that is the experience that she can continue having. And that will lead into the rest of your questions here. So from there, you ask, the other thing I can't wrap my head around is choosing what to believe, like how you choose to not believe in harmful chemtrails. Can I choose to believe that sugar is not poison for my body? What about all the people who have no knowledge of nutrition and truly believe they are making healthy choices, but those choices still lead to health issues? Great questions. I love these questions. They light me up. So let's talk about that. The way that, and I did address this in the original 42-minute live about I no longer see chemtrails because I chose a conscious reality where they don't exist. Okay. And I could actually be walking along the road with someone who does see them. And in my reality, they don't exist. And in theirs, they do. So what you're trying to get is it's the same concept, really. I can choose to focus my consciousness in the reality that does exist, is 100% true and valid, where the chemtrails are not harmful, they don't exist, I don't see them, they're not part of my reality, they're not affecting me anymore there, and I prefer that reality, so that's why I've chosen it. Now, other people are still seeing them, they're still, affected by them, or maybe they're not, but it's about your focus, what you're focused on and what you're choosing. And I understand, okay, so the next question, can I choose to believe that sugar is not poison for my body? The answer is yes, you absolutely can choose that. You can choose that, and you can focus your attention in that reality. And if you are adept at it, and if you are so good at releasing the reality, the belief system, this isn't necessarily a reality, it's a belief system, but all of this isn't necessarily a reality, it's a belief system because we are in a world that is created by our belief systems. So if you can so cleanse and clear any idea that sugar is bad for your body from your mind, from your energy field, and from your body, and you can be firm and solid and clear and focused in the belief that sugar is not damaging for your body, and choose that and commit to that and stand strong in that knowingness for yourself, then sugar, I guarantee you, will not be bad for your body. It will be good for your body. Now, the huge trick here is that you do believe that sugar is bad for your body. And you do believe that, I'm guessing because of what you wrote, and you are surrounded by a society that believes that sugar is bad for your body. So you will have to be so strong that you're able to filter out everything that society tells you that is not in alignment with your belief that sugar is good for me. Sugar is healthy and nutritious. Okay. But when you can do that, and not just with sugar, but with anything, when you can do that and stand so firmly in your belief that it is good for you, you will thrive on sugar and it will not be bad for you. The big trick here is that I would guess it would take all of your energy and more to focus to that level where you can release every belief that you've ever had that it's not good for you. You can do it. Absolutely 100% you can. However, it's not going to be easy. Okay. And hopefully that clarifies that. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. That is true for any issue. Someone asked me once, okay, well, I know that there are monks or adepts, spiritual adepts somewhere that can walk through walls, right? They can walk through a brick wall and not be affected and not be stopped. Doesn't seem to faze them. What's that all about? She said, would I be able to walk through a brick wall? Well, it's the same answer. Absolutely, yes, you would be able to walk through a brick wall if you believed beyond a shadow of a doubt that you could and that you were able to, and that brick wall would not affect you. That's going to take a lot of adeptness, right? People can do it. Same with levitation, same with telekinesis, same with all of these spiritual gifts. You have to work through your belief system and release all of the beliefs consciously and subconsciously from your mind, from your energy field, from your body. Our bodies hold beliefs, from your genetic lineage. Your genetic lineage has beliefs that will be affecting you, from even, you know, your cells and your DNA. You can do it. Absolutely, people are doing it. But you have to be able to release on so many levels, on every level, and convince yourself that it's true, and walk up to that wall with absolute clear knowing that you will be able to walk through it, and then you can. Okay, same with walking over fires, right? Walking over the hot coals. We hear about people walk over the hot coals all the time, right? They do this as a part of the event at Tony Robbins events. And every once in a while, I mean, they're so in their mind space, they believe it. They know that they can, mind over matter. They believe it. They've convinced themselves, they've seen evidence, other people are doing it, they can do it too. But every once in a while, someone gets in their head and gets burned, right? Their feet get burned because they wavered in their belief. They stopped believing, maybe in the middle of the coals. They stopped believing, oh no, I'm on hot coals. What if I get burnt? Well, there you go. Your reality, your focus is destroyed. Now you're back in the belief that they're going to burn you and you're going to get burned. Okay? Same thing, same concept with the sugar, same with all of this. It's what you believe so powerfully beyond your beliefs transcend matter. In fact, your beliefs create matter. Your beliefs create the world that you're living in every moment. You're creating the reality that you live in from your beliefs, because you are a creator being. And that is what we do as creator beings. We create. Most of your creations are subconscious, and most of them are being affected by everything around you, including, you know, your family, your genetic lineage, all of the programs that you've stored and you're not even aware of or conscious of, everything society has told you, everything your friends, your colleagues, your coworkers, your, you know, the TV, everything you watch on TV, all of that stuff that you've soaked up over your lifetime is affecting your belief system. That's why when I say I protect my bubble so strongly, I protect my bubble because I don't want other people's belief systems penetrating it. I'm holding a really strong reality here that I like most of, right? Every once in a while, there are things that I don't like. I got to work on those. I get to, and I do. But I hold that really strong so that I can live in the reality that I want to. And by my choosing, not by effect, which leads into the next question, which is, what about all of the people who have no knowledge of nutrition and truly believe they are making healthy choices, but those choices still lead to health issues? Okay, again, more of what I just said. Those people, they don't know what they're eating could be harmful. In fact, they think, oh, you know, McDonald's is healthy. I'm going to eat McDonald's, probably fine. You know, do that a couple times a week. You know, maybe they eat a lot of fried food. Maybe they eat a lot of, who knows, junk food, right? But most people would view as junk food. But they don't know that it's unhealthy, but because they don't know, they're not in the belief that it's unhealthy. But they're also, maybe they believe that it's okay, that it's good for them. But I guarantee you that those people that are having the negative health effects are not standing so strong in their belief that this food is healthy for me, that they've filtered out everything else. So they're still being affected by their genetic lineage. You don't have to be affected by your genes. You don't, if you have, let's say, breast cancer in your family, or some kind of cancer, or some diabetes, or whatever it is, you do not have to be affected. You don't have to remove your breasts in order not to get that. This is called epigenetics. You can overcome your genetic heritage by your belief system, by what you're doing and the way you're behaving and the beliefs that you hold. Okay, so these people that they don't realize what they're eating is not healthy, but they also they're not thinking about it that much. I guarantee you they are not. The people that are affected negatively by the food they eat, even if they think it's good for them, they're not so focused on it, like holding the space and the reality for themselves. Everything I eat is nourishing my body. Everything I eat is causing me to feel better and more well and empowered in my life, and whatever, whatever that would be. They're not feeling that. They're just eating what they're eating, not realizing that it's healthy or unhealthy in most cases, right? And I would be willing to bet that most people that are eating an unhealthy diet probably just aren't that aware. They're not aware to the level of being aware of their genetic lineage and the way that's affecting them, and the societal beliefs that what they're eating isn't healthy. And of course, those things are going to penetrate their, their energy field, their bubble, their mentality, whether they're conscious of it or not. So they could get the training that they need, get adept at this, and eat the same stuff that maybe it's stuff they love, and have it not affect them. My mother, for instance, this is kind of a fun story. She loves ice cream. And she told me one time, hey, I read about a diet where this woman, all she ate was ice cream and she lost weight. This is an example of, this woman wanted to lose weight. She created an ice cream diet for herself and she lost weight. Now, somebody else that didn't do this intentionally and create the ice cream diet as a way of losing weight might gain weight or might become very unhealthy on that diet. But this particular woman decided she loves ice cream. She's going to eat ice cream no matter what. So she might as well make it a weight loss diet. Sounds crazy, but it worked for her because of her beliefs, right? Because of her choice. She chose for it to be that for herself, and she created that for herself. Again, like I talked about, I have a degree in holistic nutrition, a bachelor's degree. And when I was going through that program, I would find that there would be opposing viewpoints. Doctors would have absolute evidence, tests, proof, all of it, that this is the right way. And every class had this going on. This is the right way. This is the way you have to eat. And if you don't eat this way, you're going to get these diseases. And then there'd be an opposing viewpoint also with different doctors that did the exact opposite tests on the same subject and found they found the opposite results. If you don't eat this way, which is like basically the way this guy said you're going to get sick. If you eat this way, and this guy says you're going to get well, and vice versa. And every class had these opposing viewpoints, opposing evidence, opposing results that were tested, proof that this is the way it is. And so this is where belief enters into the tests and the results. What we believe will find a way to be so for us. We will find the evidence of it based on this being a belief-based reality that we're in. So that is why it works like that. And I hope that that's helpful and that helps you break it down. I'm going to stop there because I think that's probably enough just for this conversation, but absolutely please comment on this. It seems to be a series now because this is the third one in the series. Watch the series. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to answer your questions. I would love to continue the conversation because this is truly one of my favorite conversations. So with that, have a beautiful day, night, wherever you are, and namaste.